Hello, how are you? Been a little while since I made a new video, and I have been busy doing other stuff. I finished my 300-hour yoga teacher training, and I've been taking some other classes, and recently did like a 2 week long experience that was great. And one of the things that was mentioned periodically is the need for daily practice. And I kind of wish the teacher had said that a little louder, maybe a little more frequently, because recently, by which I mean over the past several months, as I've talked to people that are going through similar things or, stressful stuff, not necessarily cancer, it's kind of difficult to start the process when you're in the middle of dealing with a crisis. And so if you're like in great pain, trying to learn to meditate, it's doable. And, if you go to mindfulness based stress reduction courses, they help you learn how to sit with the pain or, like chronic pain issues and the like. But, if you're going through treatment, you're doing chemo, you're doing all these other things that are giving you a lot of, what's the right word for it? Your body just feels terrible, right? Even the treatment makes you feel like crap, and so you're struggling with that. You have no energy. You're stressed out about the entire thing, not just the illness, but the treatment, and it's a lot. You get overwhelmed, and so it's hard to begin a practice when you've got so much on your plate, so to speak. Like think about if let's take a different analogy here. If you were going to go hiking, you want to go climb some mountain, and you hadn't been exercising for years, right? You've been sitting at a desk, and your muscles are good for getting you to the coffee machine and back, but big long hike and going up hills and hot sun, it's a different thing. And so if you take the time to go to the gym for a few weeks, a month or two, and start building strength in your body and cardiovascular fitness, then when you go to do your hike, yeah, you'll feel it's hard, but you'll be like, okay, I can do this because I'm prepared for it. And in a similar way, when you get a regular daily practice going, and I'll talk about it in a minute. Don't get overwhelmed by the thought of daily stuff. What's that? But when you have something that you do daily, it's the same kind of thing. You're building up this. I'll call it resilience. Right? You're building up some skill of dealing with life's ups and downs. And so, what do I mean by daily practice? And I think I've said a lot of this in other videos, but I'll reiterate some of it here because it's good to think about and to kind of hear it again. So it's good to have a meditation practice. It really is, for a lot of reasons. And there are different meditation practices that give you different sort of effects on your mind and body. But as I often tell myself and others who talk to me, not just about like meditation and yoga, but even weightlifting or music practice, right? A little bit every day goes a long way. And it's the same kind of thing. And like anything that requires practice, something that you need, want to build a skill, you just start simple, do something every day. So for meditation, I mean, a 5 minute practice where you just sit. I mean, literally, just sit. Don't even worry about what's going on in your mind. Don't even worry about your breath. Just sit for 5 minutes and do absolutely nothing. And see where that goes. And then get used to that for a week or so. And then over that time you'll learn something. I promise you will learn something, and you'll say, wow, I mean, something so ridiculously simple is actually worthwhile. And in fact, I often call sitting meditation the deceptively simple practice, because it's simple, but it's not easy. And even though it's simple, it gives you a lot back. So yeah, you sit, just do nothing. 5 minutes. Okay. Your timer goes off or whatever. And then after a week or two, you're like, okay, now what? And so then keep it at 5 minutes and start noticing your breath as you sit. I'm breathing in, and I'm breathing out. Long pause between breathing out and breathing in again. Okay. Breathing in, breathing out. And where do I feel that? And different traditions. Some traditions are very strict. You must focus here, or you must focus, down in your belly, or whatever. Just ask yourself, where do I feel it? And then just breathe. And maybe every once in a while, you take an extra deep, like, and like, what was that about? What I feel better. I just relaxed when I did that. And so, little by little, you're learning more. And then eventually, you can lengthen the period. I think once you get to the point where you're kind of noticing your breath, don't be really strict, like, I gotta just focus on my breath, and any thought that comes up is bad and I have to squash it. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll stress yourself out. When thoughts come, think of the sky, right? The sky, not this guy, but the sky. And clouds, right? They float through the sky, but they don't do anything to the sky. The blue is still behind them. When they float away, it's blue again. So, or if it's nighttime, it's black again. You see stars. Okay, fine. Technical things, but you get it. The sky itself it doesn't care. The clouds are floating through. And so you notice you get a bunch of thoughts in there, and just give them a little space. Just notice, wow, I'm really thinking hard about that problem at work. And I'm really stressed out because that one person's making it harder than it needs to be, and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I got this whole story spinning in my head. Okay, I see that, and that's cool. I get it. I'm worried. Okay, I'm worried. That's fine. Let's come back to the breath for a minute. This will still be here when I'm done. Guess what? It's not. It'll be there when you're done. Yeah, I promise you, it will be there when you're done. So just let it go. Okay, that'll be there when I'm done. Or you know what? I don't think this is a great idea because you don't really want to get in the habit of doing it. But you could write it down. I'm worried about this. Or if you get the solution to some crazy problem pops in your head and you don't want to lose it, write down just a few words that'll be the breadcrumbs that lead you back into that train of thought. But that's not the purpose of meditation. You don't really want to get in the habit of doing that because you really want to notice what's going on and be able to let go of it. And let go of it again and again and again, because that's when you stop stressing about everything. It's like, okay, I know it's there, and I know I can let go of it for now. And then you start to just sort of relax a little more about these problems. Now, yeah, so you get that going, you get breath, and just work with that months, years maybe, right? Keep it simple. And sometimes it feels like you're wasting your time, but I promise you're not. In those times when you feel like you're wasting your time, sometimes those are the most important because it's like you go into the gym and you're doing reps and you're like, my muscles are not getting bigger. I don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it's like, yeah, but you're really fit and you feel good and you're healthy. So, and at some point, maybe something changes and you do start making what you consider progress. Maybe what you think of progress isn't really progress. I don't know. Explore that. So you sit and you breathe. And you come back. But so how does that help with things like chemotherapy or a divorce or injuries of any sort or just the stress of life in any form? Well, as you get used to letting things work their way through your system and being present with them without reacting too much, that resilience can help. It's not going to make it all better. Pain will still be pain. Chemo will still be chemo. Other things will still hurt. But you will have a foundation that you can go back to your practice. And since you've been establishing this process of this practice is where I come back to myself, to my peace, to my sanity, and I can let go of those things for a while, and it helps. It doesn't make things go away, but it helps you to kind of come back to yourself and enable you to get a little bit of a refresher, where you can relax and know that I can recuperate a little bit here. And even in the middle of when you're really feeling bad, let's say like something painful, you can come back to the breath. You can come back to whatever practice you might be doing. Maybe it's something different. Meditation's only one example. Painting, poetry, walks in the woods if you're able. Any kind of thing that's a regular practice can help. But yeah, you come back to yourself. You come back home, and you're like, yeah, this hurts, but I know that if I breathe with it, or if I let my mind go wander to remember something that where I felt really solid and connected to the world, to myself, then you can endure it a little better. And building that foundation will really help to have that strength when you need it. So that's one reason I put all these silly videos up, because I'm just trying to share what has worked for me. And I'm open to lots of other ideas, that what other people do that helps them. I don't have a trademark or a monopoly on stress management techniques, and I'm always happy to learn new things. So try to develop a daily practice. I recommend some type of meditation. Could be mantra. Mantra meditation is a different way of getting yourself into that relaxed response state. And then some kind of physical thing if you can. Yoga's nice. Gentle. Very gentle. Start easy. Don't try to turn into a pretzel all at once. Tai Chi is great. Qigong is great. Swimming is great. Walking at the beach is great. But something you could do on a regular basis, which I think is important. So, some of those things maybe you do every once in a while. It's like taking a vitamin, right? It's like, wow, this was just great because it really enhanced everything. But something on a regular basis. A little bit of yoga, 15, 20 minutes. Pick a few postures, learn them, and just hold them for a few minutes and breathe with them. Or, yeah, going to the gym can help. Going for a walk every day is great. It's one of the best things you can do. It's like yoga and meditation all blended into one, except it doesn't have the stretchy aspect of yoga, but it's movement. So, yeah, feel free to ask me for ideas. I'm trying to put up routines that people could do for yoga, and I'm trying to put up as many different types of meditation as I can so that people can kind of get a taste of different things and choose what works for them. So I will be putting more things up soon. I have like a whole list of stuff, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Have a wonderful day.